So if you're at home, you can compete. There's the tournament and there's still a submission showcase. So if you see it coming to your town, sign up. And you can see the schedule of events on tapcancerout.org. And you can see what's coming up. And we already started our match. And Dave and Francisco already kind of like circling and locking up to see what's going to go on here.
So Francisco's trying to get low because Dave is a little shorter. So that's kind of, if you're going to take a shot on someone, you got to get a little bit lower than them. And that's what you see. He's using that head to stay low. Let's see what sort of wrestling we're going to see here. Pretty quiet so far on their feet. Let's see.
Yeah, we come back
right back in. And you go for those collar ties. I want to see that collar tie a little stronger. Those are light collar ties. You're going to collar tie. You got to lay it on there.
Yeah. And I like how Dave makes sure to grab both wrists and clear them out before grabbing for the collar.
Right.
And then if he sees that, if he grabs his wrist, he just disengages.
Common mistake people make is they try to collar tie with their lead arm on their lead leg. And that's a one-way ticket to get single leg. So what's supposed to happen is if your left leg is forward, you want to collar tie with your right hand. You don't want to sacrifice your left arm.
There we go.
You went for a little arm drag there, kind of open it up.
Yeah.
He's going to sit guard, test out the waters a little bit.
And this is like one of the things we talk about, right? Where we talk about it's like the one match, what we're going to do. And think about it. If this is your only match, you really want to drain all your energy when it's a clear standstill on the feet.
Right. And you don't want to, gas yourself out up there because in a tournament format where you can win by an advantage point, there's value to that. But here, there's not.
Yeah.
You don't want to, use up all of your energy, just doing senseless wrestling techniques. I mean, they're not senseless, but they're,
so you can
strategy.
You can open
up your
game here. You can take the initiative of like, well, I can sweep from guard, I can sweep from half guard.
Right.
I don't have to hit the double. I don't have to hit the trip.
Right.
So
I mean, if you're confident in your guard, whether it be the submissions or sweeps, then sit on your butt, play your guard. But I always say, I tell my students all the time, if you're gonna pull guard, be aggressive with what your game plan was. Even if it doesn't work out for you, go with your game plan and work it.
So we just saw one of the off-mat refs just call 5 minutes, which at the time that I'm saying it should put it to like 4:40 remaining. And yeah, so you really have to think yourself: do you want to really do this for like 2 more minutes of just bulldogging? Yeah,
and sometimes we can all get a little stubborn on our feet, But if you watch a really good, college wrestler, it's going to be non-stop action, chain wrestling.
Yeah.
So jiu-jitsu guys sometimes can, be a little passive on the feet. They're up there, they're doing it, but sometimes they're going through the motions. But right now, they're just kind of countering each other and just feeling it out still. I expect the pace to pick up any second now.
And one of the cool things you're seeing from Dave is you see like Dave grab his tricep. He's trying to like arm drag him when he initiates from there, but right now you see them just both locked up with like
the double collar ties there. Let's see what they're gonna transition to next here.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. It happens.
Well, let's see this get onto the ground pretty soon here.
Yeah. And seeing he's from Gracie Sports, did he say which Gracie Sports this was?
He may have. I didn't hear. A lot of the music is kind of clouding it out sometimes, but. See, my favorite thing to do after they break up like that is to that's when you shoot. At this point, it doesn't look like either one is really setting up a shot. They're just kind of being defensive, right? There it is. And that's a nice double leg. Totally contradicting what I was thinking.
No, hey, I think that's just where it was, for this whole time was just like them just setting up for the shot.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to get into the mind of what's going on because, I've been in those spots before and, sometimes you're on the feet, you get a little insecure about taking the shot, but in that case, Dave hit it beautiful.
Yeah, and then it looks like Dave is going to use just that knee for pressure just for you. Just like,
yep,
yeah,
and let's see if he gets the pass. He does.
And Francisco now is kind of in a bad position. You see Dave using his shoulder to drive some pressure.
Yeah, he wants to get that shoulder up a little higher for a little more pressure, but right now he's in good shape.
Yeah, Dave might trap Francisco's right arm.
Let's see.
Yep. But,
Dave's kind of trying to get that side control up a little higher. You want to get good control. You want shoulder pressure.
Yeah.
Dave wants to use his left shoulder. And see how it's kind of just below the jaw? You
yeah,
want to
it
get
looks like Francisco's already got one leg
and
back. Yeah. And
way to work back
Dave-
the guard, and let's see him on their feet again.
One of the things about jiu-jitsu I love is what I call the invisible attacking. We can't see it, right? We can't feel the shift in like.
No, you
we
can't.
can't see it. So it's like, maybe he felt that Francisco already trapped one leg. He was in danger. He's like,
Right.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Well, you get the Gracie mentality of jiu-jitsu. They say you don't do jiu-jitsu, you feel jiu-jitsu. It's hard to get in the mind of what someone's feeling down there.
Now that you're both on your feet, you think Francisco's now like maybe has some concerns, like, well, he already hit me with the
With the
last
double,
double.
yeah. So, but the thing is, he came out and he got back to his feet. He didn't have to do that, so maybe he's feeling a little different about it. Let's see if he picks up the pace here and takes a shot himself. I suspect Dave is going to shoot again because he's a little shorter, a little stouter.
I mean, yeah, it's just definitely one of those things. And you see Dave. Yeah, we're down to like the minute call. There's a minute left. It's going to go to the decision, which would be our first
of the night.
Yeah,
our
first
eighth match or ninth match. Excuse me.
And if this is going to go to a rough decision, unfortunately, at this point, I'm going to have to side with Dave.
So far, no doubt.
So Francisco
because
has
just
to do
on the
something.
takedown alone, yeah, and he had the, he had the pass. So,
And it really depends on how you want to view it, because at the same time, Dave disengaged from. It's kind of a weird one. How you want to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I do give value to that. There's no doubt, but still, at the end of the day, he was the one who took the proactive shot successfully.
correct.
So, for me, it's pretty simple right now. But there's still time left.
Call out there, and I think we're, yeah, and I think
Francisco's trying. There's the double again. Let's see if he finishes it. And he went for it. But even with that, to me, there's value there. You're still, here you are, 30 seconds left in the match. You take the shot. There's value there. Even if it's not successful, you got to show them that you're the aggressor.
Yeah, it's what happened here?
And here we go.
What's
A little
going on?
confusion.
I guess he wants to reset. I guess he wants to reset how it fell out of the mat, but he's not gonna get it.
Well, he's not going to get that. He's not going to get that call there because the truth is he was taken down, and it was advantageous for him that it went off the mat.
There was a 10-second call, and I believe we're gonna go to ref's decision. And while there's some merit to discussion, there was Dave did hit the 2 takedowns. Francisco did regain half guard, and Dave disengaged. But unfortunately, I think the 2 takedowns.
I do think they trump that disengagement. I do. Yeah. So
now if the only thing had occurred was just the 1 takedown versus the 1 disengagement,
then you got maybe something a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, you got more
that's fair.
And it looks like they ruled for Dave.
Dave Mullen!
And even then, for as much as they were on their feet, it was still a very tense match.